What's up, guys? This is the Board Game Roamer, and we're back with Barnacle Bay. That's right, a wonder story called the Barnacle Bay. We are here with our boys and girls in encounter number 2 of the scenario. So, a couple of things to note, alright, from the previous scenario that I know I missed. Sorry, not previous scenario. Previous encounter that I know I missed. Okay, so what are the things that I missed? Alright, a couple things. Number 1, I keep forgetting, and this is so, oh my gosh, it's so hard to do. And it's funny because there's actually, online I've talked to some people, Tristan, who has been amazing, comment on the videos and point these things out. But I'm glad to know that that's also a struggle for other people as well, is this initiative, right? So once we remove and defeat all the enemies of a type on the board, their initiative card goes away. And that's important because it immediately is going to change the position of everybody else. So especially if, like, let's say we would remove an enemy and move in, as soon as we remove that last enemy, we have another action to take and to attack. Either the next enemy, we get to go next, and the enemy we attack would move into a defensive slot, or vice versa. Right? Maybe they move into an attack slot or something like that, or we move into a defense slot and they attack. Then the next one that attacks is going to do that. So, so hard to do. To remember that. Secondly, I've got to remember I did miss with Bebo. But she did have an epic clearing out of a space. This guard was there, and she should not have been able to do any ranged attacks. She should have had to attack the guard. I missed that. The third major thing is the XP spawn. So, when you do experience tier spawn, okay. So once somebody goes above a threshold. Now, not only do you do a spawn of the card, right? Depending on who did it, whatever spawn point is closest, but you also are going to be distributing XP to everybody else in the group. And I actually did not do that last time. So I could go back and try to figure it out, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to not do it, right? That's going to be the penalty for myself. And we're going to try to remember to do it from this point forward. So we're going to start from this point, and let's take a look at this board and look at the, shall we say, interesting setup we have here now. What we got going on? So I've already seeded the board, and it's stupid scary, okay? So basically, our objective is way over here, and we've got to get all the way across the board. And when I was setting this up, I thought, okay, there are a couple of these bear sharks that have to be there. Not the end of the world, but this scared me because that is 4 casters and 2 casters, and that's really scared me the most because in my mind, initially, I thought, remember the miasma that these guys have, right? The -1 attack die? That's going to be -4 attack dice if somebody's standing right here. -2 attack dice if somebody's standing right here. It's going to be bad, right? That's what I was worried about. And so I was just not looking forward to that. That was going to be bad. Fortunately, that is not the case. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. So the miasma does not stack with these guys, right? So if you look at their card, there's that right here, right? You see the -1, right? It says right here, miasma -1. It doesn't stack. So even though, for example, if I am over here, right, and there's 4 of these guys, it's not -4 to my attack, it's still just -1. So that was, and that's confirmed with the developers. And I also did find that, and this may have, I mean, this is in the rule book, I think, but I couldn't find it, and I couldn't give you a page reference because I hadn't looked for it. But when you're rolling, okay, when you're rolling your attack dice, and what you do, because I've always had this question about the order, right? So if you have a reroll, at what point in time do you get to use your rerolls? Well, you actually do all of your rolling, okay, including your crits, right? So if you crit and you get an extra die, you keep rolling till you finish everything. Then you go back, and then you can start using your reroll, which means that if you crit and then you roll that extra dice and that dice doesn't hit because you needed, let's say that you needed melee and you got ranged, that you could actually re-roll that die. So that was kind of a confusion point for me at some point, at several points, and so that fortunately is unconfused to me now, which is good. So let's talk quickly. Look at our boys and girls. What position we have? We have defense position here for Eileen. Gunborn is in the attack position. Oh, Tank is in the move position. Now here's something interesting. This is also something that I missed. Okay, the advanced initiative board. The way that I've always done the advanced initiative board is that the defense and attack, pretty straightforward, right? Defense, enemies get one additional defense, or we get one additional defense dice if we're being attacked as heroes. Attack, right? Same thing. Enemies' attacks get increased by one. We get an extra attack dice when we attack if we're in that position. So we're good there. Here's where I've screwed up movement. If an enemy is in the movement position, it increases their movement by one. So normally they would move one space. They're now going to move 2 spaces. However, for heroes, it's not just an extra movement when they use their action to move. Okay, it's not that. It's actually an entire free move action. So it's not just adding 1 to each time you move. It's a totally free move action. And remember, we can move 2 spaces per action. So it's an extra action. That's very important because depending on how many actions you had and what your movement you got as bonuses to move as opposed to a completely new action, they can be very, very powerful. So I have been messing that up. Hopefully I will fix that. Remember that for this play. Just as a reminder for Bebo, while I'm thinking about it, she does still have this card from the previous encounter, right? So she did get the unstable crystal and could use it to roll 3 dice for a ranged attack that hits all enemies in a straight line. Not using it yet. Just wanted to, let you guys, just remind you guys that it is still there. It is still a possibility. So, I think with all that, I think there's not anything else I need to go over. So, let's get started, right? Eileen's going to go first. Eileen is equipped with a ranged 3 weapon. This is good. So Eileen is going to go ahead. And I would say this, right? As far as what starts out engaged, okay? Use my handy dandy little deal here. So these guys are not engaged. Nothing over here is going to be engaged. These guys are all going to be engaged, and actually, because this is a diagonal, and this is blocking, but this is not, all the casters start engaged, which was really, 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 really sucked. Yes. Right. Eileen's going to go first. Eileen has normal 2 actions. Okay. So, going to go ahead and use the shurikens for an attack. And the attack is going to be against these units down here. These casters. So we go to the dice tray here. It is a 3 dice attack. So here's our 3 dice. Does have an attack reroll. Okay. Looking for ranged. So, oh wow. Okay. Oops, that was a crit. Okay, cool. So let's put this, I'm going to push these up here. Oops, looking for ranged. Alright, so did not get that, but we can reroll this. So we're going to reroll that, and we get the same thing. Alright, so that's out. Just attacking the casters. Casters have 1 defense, so she is able to do 3 damage, which is enough to take out the one of the casters. So, whoop, first action, 1 caster down. Going to do the same thing, and going to try that again. All right, second action. Okay, so that's 2 hits. We do have a reroll. We're going to go ahead and use the reroll here, hoping for a crit or range. Okay, there's a crit. Add a die. Alright, so that's axis no bueno for us on the axis. That is 3 more damage, which is enough to take out the second caster. So, what does that look like? That means this down here is now free, which is good. Yep, that's good. So, this is going away. Oops. These are going to go away, and we're going to give Eileen right here. And so Eileen now is going to have 2 XP. So, bam, 2 XP. So, we're now good to go on that. She's done. Oh, I need to mark that, don't I? Use this. We're going to the second Gunbjorn. Okay. Gunbjorn's going to go. Gunbjorn has 3 actions. So he is going to use his first action. He's going to do a move action using the attack slot. Boom. That's his first action. His remaining 2 actions are going to be attacks. They would normally be a 4 dice attack. But he is in the attack slot, which means they become 5 dice attacks. And he does get 1 attack reroll. Alright? These are going to be ranged. Okay? So, here we go. Let's see what happens. Alright, so, wow, 2 crits. Obviously, he's attacking here. That is some good stuff. Alright. We get a reroll. Oh, we really care, but hey, why not? Okay. So we've got 4 hits. That is enough to take out 1 caster. So he's going to do the same thing again. With 5 dice. And ooh, that's lucky this time. So those so far are no good. He gets a crit. Oh wow. Sets all his dice. He's going to use his reroll to reroll this. There we go. 3 hits. What is 3 hits? Bye-bye, caster. That's what 3 hits is. It's very, very nice. Now, let's go to his board. Boom. And he's going to go from 5 to 7 XP. Not a tier. Then we have Tank. What do we want to do with Tank? Okay, I think what would be the smartest thing for us to do, just to make things go better in the long run, is I think Tank's just gonna have to go to the top. I think he's gonna have to step up, and he needs to go to the top because he's got all those defensive abilities, right? All those defensive items. We can do that with him. So I think that's what we're going to do. So, put this right here for reference. So, he's going to be here, right? So that's going to slide everybody down like that. He's going to go here. All right, so that's going to take care of that. So then we're going to go to Grunts. Grunts are in the defensive position. So the Grunts will move one step closer, right? So they're going to just move to here. All right, good deal. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh, wow, you know what? I've already screwed up. Should have had one less attack dice when I was attacking with Gunbjorn, so I actually think one of those wouldn't have died. So I'm going to just put that one back. I'm going to put his XP back to 6 instead of 7, to be fair. Grunts went. Bebo goes next. Bebo's in an attack slot. First action, move. Bebo has 3 actions, so her second action will be to attack. She's got a 4 dice spell ranged attack, which is going to become a 3 dice because of the miasma on the casters. And we're going to go back to this. I think this is going to be better. Alright, here we go. Ranged, look for ranged and crits. Okay, so there's 1 crit. No rerolls. And here's the crit. Alright, so there's 2 hits. Alright, so that's 2 hits. And, put this out here. This is a reference. Ugh. What in the world is that? What in the world I got on that? A towel. Yuck. Okay. So, 2 hits on the first one caster. So we'll just pick. We'll just pick this caster here. Oh, not 6. 2 hits. But there was 1 crit, which means an AoE wound to all the other units, which means that each one of these get a damage. Okay. Good deal. Yeah. Alright, second action. Same thing again. 3 dice. Looking for range. This will be third and final action. And that's ranged. That's ranged. Okay. Wow, the exact same roll as last time. That's cool. Another crit would be great. Ah, no. Okay, so attacking. You can see here. We've got 3 total hits with 1 crit. 3 hits. A caster has 1 defense, so this means 2 hits on a caster. So we're going to take out this caster. Okay. And then we're going to do 1 wound to the rest of the casters, which means that caster is going to go to 3 wounds. This caster is going to go to 2 wounds. 3 wounds will kill this caster, which means that's 2. Ooh. Oh man, I did not plan this well. That's 2 hits. And Chihuahua. Okay. 2 hits. It takes out that caster. Now, here's the problem. Let's go down to our board. currently 7 XP on Bebo. Bebo just got 2 XP, which puts her at 9, which is great, except that, guess what that is? Yeah, that's an experienced tier spawn, which means that we have to spawn enemies. We actually have to spawn 2 enemies at tier 3, right? Now, fortunately for us, everybody gets 2 XP because it is a tier 3 spawn. So we'll give everybody their 2 XP right now. 1, 2. That puts Tank at 2, Gunbjorn at 8, and Eileen at 4. Which actually gives Eileen a 3rd action, which is good. Alright. But now we have to do tier spawn. So we've done the XP. We have to do 2 tier spawns. So there's going to be the first card and the second card. Alright. So we have to start with the closest spawn point. Boom. It's right there. The next closest is going to be this one. Okay. And remember, we're in tier 3. Tier 3. 2 casters. Oops. 2 casters, 1 guard. So, 2 more casters, right? And a guard. Now, the guard will not fit in that space, right? So, he'll actually go in a space close. I'm going to choose this space. Okay. Yikes. This is not looking good for the home team. The next spawn point, alright, is going to be 1 guard, and 2 boomers. Okay, so got another guard. Remember, they take up a whole space themselves. And 2 boomers, we get to pick where those are. The only problem is they have to go right here. Because they have to go beside it, but these are blocked, right? It's the only place they can go. Oh, my Lanta. Have we got us a mess on our hands? Wow. That just turned really bad really quick. Okay. Alright. Well, that was Bebo's turn. Gosh, casters go. Okay. So there's now 3 casters here. They're in the movement position, which means they get 1 extra movement, but they don't move because they can attack. That's going to be 3 damage, right? Because casters do 1 damage each. It says 3 damage, and it's going to go towards the closest unit, which is going to be between Bebo and Gunbjorn. And Gunbjorn is higher on the initiative track, so that's going to be 3 damage coming at Gunbjorn, who has a defense of 2. Alright, so here we go. And he has no defensive rerolls. And he blocks none of it. So he's going to take and go from 5 to 3. Wow, health. Yuck. Okay. Takes care of the casters. Then the boomers go. Okay. And again, boomers at level 1, right, do 1 damage, 3 health, 0 defense. But if they get destroyed, they're going to poison all of the all close heroes. So this is going to be bad. But they're going to go. So 1 damage. That's 2 total damage coming to Gunbjorn. All right. And again, his defense is 2. So, And he did roll a crit, so that is his 1 defense. And, oh jeez. Alright, just 1. So he takes 1 more damage, that takes him down to 2. Oh, my Lanta. Okay. Guard goes. Okay. Actually, we got a little bit of a traffic jam, right? So the guard can't move. The guard is behind everybody. Alright. So the guard, I don't believe, is going to be able to move. Let me verify that because it is the expansion and make sure that he doesn't push anybody out of the way, and we'll be right back. Okay, so that's what I thought. With these guys, there are some units that are able to push other units, okay? And the rule book has that. And let me tell you what that page is. I should have held that open. Because there's nothing that's written on a card, that says, hey, these are, this unit can do this or that unit can do that. That's written on any reference card. It's just in the enemy movement section of the current rule book, at least the current rule book at the time of this recording. And that enemy movement is on page 32. Okay. And the brutes, the mega brute, and bosses can push models out of the way of a space that's full, but they are the only ones that can do that, which means that the armadillos don't have any way to attack. They don't have a ranged attack. It's a close, a melee attack, so they don't get to do anything, which we like. Archers. The only archers we have are down here. As I said before, do not believe the archers have line of sight, although I suppose... actually, they can't go there. When I did set up, I did that wrong. They have to go here. So, let's use our handy-dandy tool here. Actually, from the back corner to the back corner, they do have line of sight to that square, which means they are going to move. They can't shoot, right? But they are going to move. They have the movement, right, section, so they are going to be able to move 2. So they're going to go 1, 2. Going to move closer, try to get in line. Oh my gosh, this is so bad, y'all. Whew. Okay. Then the brutes move. The brutes are here, here, here. Fortunately, they do not see. I know this is cut off a little bit, but fortunately, they do not see anybody. Don't believe, because boom. Yeah. So we don't have to worry about the brutes yet.